Have you ever wondered if a small loan could change the world? One man didn't just wonder. He proved it could. This is the story of Muhammad Yunus, the banker to the poor, a man whose simple yet revolutionary idea has lifted millions out of poverty and earned him a Nobel Peace Prize. His journey is a powerful testament to how one person's empathy and determination can spark a global movement. Born in 1940 in the village of Bathua, in what was then British India, and is now Bangladesh, Yunus grew up surrounded by the vibrant culture of Chittagong, the country's main port city. He was the third of 9 children in a family that valued education and social responsibility. His father was a successful jeweler, and his mother was a compassionate woman who never turned away anyone in need. This early exposure to both business acumen and profound empathy would become the cornerstones of his life's work. Yunus was a brilliant student. He excelled at Dhaka University, earning his bachelor's and master's degrees in economics. His academic journey then took him to the United States on a Fulbright scholarship. He earned his PhD in economics from Vanderbilt University in 1971, a year of tremendous turmoil for his homeland. As Bangladesh fought its war for independence, Yunus, from thousands of miles away, actively campaigned for the cause, co-founding the Bangladesh Citizens Committee and running the Bangladesh Information Center in Washington, D.C. after the war. He returned to a newly independent but deeply impoverished Bangladesh in 1972. He became the head of the economics department at Chittagong University. But as he taught complex economic theories in the classroom, a harsh reality was unfolding right outside his university's walls. The devastating famine of 1974 forced him to confront the disconnect between the elegant models he taught and the brutal suffering of his people. He felt a growing sense of frustration. What good were these theories if they couldn't help a single person starving just a few feet away? This crisis of conscience led him to a nearby village called Jabra. He decided to take his students on a field trip, not to study statistics, but to understand the real, human face of poverty. There, he met a woman named Sufia Begum, who was making bamboo stools. She was trapped in a cycle of debt. To buy the raw bamboo, which cost less than $1, she had to borrow from a local moneylender who demanded she sell the finished stools back to him at a barely break-even price. She worked all day, but her profit was a mere 2 pennies. She was, in essence, a bonded laborer. Yunus was shocked. He surveyed the village and found 42 other people trapped in similar situations. The total amount of money they needed to break free from the predatory lenders was a mere $27. It was a pocket-change amount for a university professor, but a life-changing sum for these artisans. In a moment of spontaneous compassion, Yunus lent them the $27 from his own pocket. This simple act, this tiny loan, was the seed from which a global revolution would grow. He realized that if given access to fair credit, the poor were incredibly resourceful and reliable. He tried to convince traditional banks to lend to the poor, but they refused. They argued that the poor had no collateral, no credit history, and were therefore too risky. The bankers couldn't comprehend lending money without guarantees. Frustrated but undeterred, Yunus thought, if the existing banks won't do it, I'll create a bank that will. And so, in 1976, he launched a research project to test his theory. From a small corner of a state-owned bank branch on the Chittagong University campus, he began to lend small amounts of money to the impoverished villagers of Jabra. He called this Microcredit. The results were astounding. The repayment rates were nearly perfect, far better than those of conventional banks. The borrowers, overwhelmingly women, used the loans to start tiny businesses, raising chickens, weaving baskets, selling produce. They were not only repaying their loans but also pulling their families out of poverty, one small step at a time. This experimental project was so successful that in 1983, with support from the Bangladeshi government, Muhammad Yunus officially founded Grameen Bank, which literally means village bank. Its philosophy was the complete opposite of the traditional banking system. It gave loans without collateral. It trusted its borrowers. It focused on women, recognizing them as powerful agents of change for their families and communities. The bank staff would travel to the villages, bringing the bank to the people, rather than making the people come to the bank. The model was built on a system of trust and mutual support. Borrowers formed small groups of 5. When one person received a loan, the whole group was responsible for ensuring it was repaid. This peer support created a powerful social dynamic that ensured accountability and encouraged success. Grameen Bank wasn't just lending money. It was fostering community, empowering women, and restoring dignity. The impact was transformative. Children of Grameen borrowers were healthier and more likely to go to school. Families had better housing and nutrition. Women, once marginalized, became key economic contributors, gaining respect and a voice in their households and villages. The success of Grameen Bank shattered the myth that the poor were not bankable. Word of this incredible success spread like wildfire. Delegations from all over the world came to Bangladesh to study the Grameen model. The concept of microcredit began to be replicated in countries across Asia, Africa, and Latin America. Even in developed nations like the United States, microfinance programs inspired by Yunus's work began to emerge to help low-income entrepreneurs. Yunus had proven that poverty was not created by the poor, but by the systems and institutions we have built. For his groundbreaking work, Muhammad Yunus and Grameen Bank were jointly awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2006. The Nobel Committee recognized that lasting peace cannot be achieved unless large population groups find ways in which to break out of poverty. They celebrated microcredit as an ever more important instrument in the struggle against poverty and a powerful tool for empowering women. Yunus's vision extends beyond microcredit. He has championed the concept of social business, a new kind of business that is cause-driven rather than profit-driven. A social business aims to solve a social problem, like malnutrition or lack of clean water, using business methods. Any profits generated are reinvested back into the business to expand its reach and impact, rather than being distributed to shareholders. It's a model that combines the dynamism of capitalism with the compassion of social work. Today, the Grameen model has been adapted in over 100 countries, helping millions of people. Muhammad Yunus continues to be a tireless advocate for a world free from poverty. His story is a profound reminder that the most complex problems often have the simplest solutions. Solutions rooted in trust, dignity, and the belief in human potential. It teaches us that you don't need to be a world leader or a billionaire to make a difference. Sometimes all it takes is to look at a problem, see the people behind it, and lend a helping hand. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey into the life of Muhammad Yunus. If his story inspired you, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more stories about people who are changing the world. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. See you in the next video.